Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Assetto Corsa. This time I'm driving the BMW Z4 GT3. This is my first time driving this car.
Alright Carlos, here we go.
And so I'm starting from the back. I'm starting pretty far away from the back because I don't want to crash into anybody. I just downloaded or found online some setup, fiddled a little bit with it in quali. Whoa, and there is a bit of contact already.
Yellow flag.
Whoa. And so we got sent a little bit into the wall and lots of people driving really bad.
Monster kill.
You're on the left, 3 clear right.
As you guys can see,
Car right,
pretty hard to survive.
clear right.
It's scary to start like this. More guys hitting the walls.
There's an incident in Eau Rouge, we think it might be Steve. There's an incident in Radion, yellow flag, caution. We've seen front locking going into Eau Rouge.
Incident in Eau Rouge is pretty scary because you don't know where the guys are.
Left side. Clear left, clear all round. On your right. Right side's clear. Car right, clear right.
I saw that a mile away.
Just slow down a bit if you don't want a penalty.
I noticed the guys were a bit out of control and were going to crash. I was also going in a bit hot and a little bit out of control, but I was able to do my line. I just skipped between the guys. Pretty crazy first lap for a race. This first lap I'm still kinda like in shock, trying to focus.
Car left, clear left.
I don't think this setup makes the car too hard to drive because I've driven this car before and it feels a lot easier to drive now with a proper setup. I just messed around with it a bit and looks like we are now finally having some proper racing, a more stable situation now. We can't forget now of clearing the penalties, so I will have to stop the car almost to clear it. So we got penalties when you go off the track and especially when you throttle off the track.
We like this, keep doing it, E7.
Of course they like this, I went from last place to 7th place in one lap.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Yellow flags are scary here because you don't know what's coming.
Incident in La Source, it looks like Bond.
I was afraid there will be a guy in the middle of the road there, just in the middle of the track in top of Eau Rouge. You can never be too careful. Seems like we are gaining on the guys ahead.
Car clear left. Yellow flag, watch out.
That was a back marker. Some parts of the track people will make yellow flags, but they are just going a little bit off track from understeering the car. I think we got to run him on here.
It's party time!
Right side. Right side's clear. Car left. He's still there. Clear left. Car left. He's still there. Clear left.
He ended up pulling up the old switcheroo on us. It's a pity that he went wide there and then he lost a bunch of time and he was not able to keep racing with me. Now this is some fun and clean racing. As you guys can see, we are racing a bit close, but we never touch and we do our own pacing lines, overtake and defend. Now that no one is racing with us, we can try to focus and go try to catch up with the guys in the front.
B6.
I have to try to push a little bit more. Maybe I'll start to close in on the guy in 5th place, I don't know. As a first time driving this car, I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit tail happy. The rear end of the car feels light sometimes. The car feels a bit agile and light, but it doesn't have too much oversteer.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 3.9 seconds. Your right side tyres are cold.
The spotter is trying to give us useful information. Now in this part I just slid a little bit too much with the car. Gotta be careful with the weight transfers and try to always keep control.
You're reeling this car in. The gap's now 5.5.
The spotter is telling me that I'm reeling the guy in, which means I'm faster than him somehow. If the race goes on longer and longer, I will eventually catch up to him as long as I keep my current pace.
The leader's just done a 219.11. Track limits.
The leader was pulling some fast laps.
We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Carlos.
My spotter is worried about the penalties. Looks like we are starting to see the guys in front, and P4 and P5 are fighting each other. Whoa, here the car wanted to fly a little bit too much. Sometimes you can spin this BMW at the end of your rouge, on the top of it.
The gap behind's increased to 12 seconds. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace.
So if we are
Yellow flag, caution.
off the pace means that the guy in first place is setting a pace that we usually can't keep up with, and usually that's why we are not in first place ourselves. It's because our laps are not as quick, and the spotter helps us to know which sectors are slower and where we are faster as well.
Sector 2 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. Your front tyres are hot. Okay, Carlos. You're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now 1.1 seconds. The leader has just done a 218.08.
I don't understand. The tires in the front now are hot, but before tires were cold.
Yellow flag. Carla, clear left.
That guy just messed up on his braking.
Brilliant. Nice one. Push, push, push. We can get this guy. This is excellent, mate. Keep it up. P5.
That guy just messed up on his brakes. Maybe he got nervous that we were behind him and he was checking his rear view mirror. More back markers and more yellow flags as we are trying to catch up with the guy in P4. Whoa, that was pretty bad.
Sector 1 is 0.35 off the pace. We've seen a bit of wear all round.
There was some contact between some cars. I was already reeling this guy in, which means that I would overtake him unless he had a very good defense and was able to hold up until the end of the race. But now that he had contact with the other car, he lost a bit of time, probably got a bit of damage, and so he made things a bit easier for
The
us.
gap behind's increased to 3.7 seconds. Car right.
We had a very small contact.
Hold your line. Clear right.
I was doing a clean pass on him and had a clean line.
You think P5 has binned it in? Stavlo.
And I think I even left him room.
Your right front tyre's getting hot.
I left like a lot of room for him, and I left him a clean line, and he still hit me a little bit on the side. Maybe he lost control because then he binned it into the wall. I don't know.
2 laps remaining. P4. Sector 3 is 1.2 seconds off the pace.
Now with only 2 laps remaining, there is not much we can do because the first place and second place are probably very far away. Even third place, we are so far behind. It's like 18 seconds, but somehow we are gaining pretty quickly on him. Maybe he had an accident or has some damage.
Sector 1 is 0.42 off the pace. Your front tyres are cold.
Now I'm trying just my best to be as quick as possible and push the car a bit without going over the limit. Here we had a little mess up. I've seen already too much Shadow Realm for one race already. Let's keep it between the white lines. Somehow I'm reeling in, as I can see in the split times, the seconds of difference between me and the guys in front, and it feels like I might be able to catch up somehow.
You're a second off the pace in Sector 2.
Here I didn't expect to get any more positions. Here I thought I would be outlapping alone until the end of the race.
There's an incident in La Source. It looks like it's racing.
Probably overtaking some back markers.
Yellow flag. You've only got enough fuel for this lap. Sector 3 is 1.5 off the pace.
Now I have to be careful because we will have some back markers ahead of us. I can see in the split times these guys are in pretty low positions from the grid, so I don't want them to crash on me and to ruin my race.
Yellow flag. Keep your wits about you, mate. You're pulling away. The gap behind is now. Incident in turn 9. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 1.
Double kill.
Those two back markers ended up together. One of the guys was already on the wall and the other just decided to join him. Maybe give him a little company. And here I was maybe a bit shaken from what I saw back there, and I was just still trying just to compose myself. It's not every day that you see two cars mating. I really wanted to get as close as possible to the leaders of the race, but I ended up not being able to get any closer than that.
The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines.
Even when abusing track limits, I wasn't able to do any better.
Pay attention to track limits. Please, Carlos. 2 litres remaining.
And now the race is ending, guys. So this was a pretty fun race, trying to survive the carnage and trying to overtake the guys.
P4. That's it. We're done.
Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments, like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you very much and have a great day.